Hello there, I'm Damien, host of The Way Off Show. Thank you for tuning in. I've got a great show for you tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about video game adaptations. Why are we talking about video game adaptations? Well, this is a video game show. Adaptations do happen into books, movies, or anything else, like Halo, in that show that's still not a thing yet, and it's been announced for years. So, really, what's the big deal about video game adaptations? Well, we're going to talk about film tonight. Why are we talking about video game adaptations in film? Well, because normally they're bad. Like, really bad for most of the parts. So, why are they bad is what I'm going to talk about right now. Which is, they're too different to the original stories. Well, video games are not always linear. A movie is pretty much linear. Pretty much. There's exceptions, but pretty much linear. That it follows one cohesive story to somewhere else. So, it's from point A to point B. When video games have like a point A to point B, but there could also be a point C, D, E in situations like that. So, why do they change the stories? Well, obviously, they have to change them to make them work in a movie form. Most of the time, they do not then. So, they're normally style over substance, so they want to look good over being good, which is normally what happens, but, you know, it could always be worse. Could always be worse. So, they also pick unknown actors and unknown directors. I know that this could be a great thing, too, for certain movies. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the perfect example of doing it well. They pick unknown actors like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. They pick unknown actors. Sorry for the there. They pick unknown actors, though, and unknown directors, put them together, and most of the time it pays off greatly. Sometimes it does not. That being, I would say, Thor and Thor Ragnarok, or Thor 2, or Thor the Dark Thor. Ragnarok's great. But then at the same time, they're given a bad script to start with for these movies normally. Because they take the story and they don't do well with it normally. So they take it and they make it bad, pretty much, in a way. And then they put unknown actors and directors who probably don't have much experience also. And they put them in a bad situation to start with. So I know you're thinking, what are the pros to a video game movie? Well, if people like the movie, which happens here and there, like I like Doom. I do love Doom. Well, the last 15 minutes of Doom. The rest of it's kind of eh. If people like the movie, they may play the game, which then in turn gives the game more sales, which can help the developer make more games, which is always a positive. If the game's great and they made a movie out of it, they want to make more, most likely. Then the company can get more money to make games, which is what I just said. But they also sell the film rights most of the time to a studio who then makes the movie. And then they get, I assume, a portion of whatever that movie makes. So let's just say, let's just use an example here. Doom was sold to, I don't remember who Doom was. It's right here. They sold it to them. I assume id Software made some money off the selling it to them for the film rights. And then made whatever the movie made, like 10%. That seems really high, but I don't know off the top of my head what it would be. So then they can make more Dooms, where they never made a Doom until 2016. So they waited a while to make another Doom, but that's okay. 2005, 2016, okay. So, do I think video game adaptations can work? Yes, they can work well. The perfect example is Tomb Raider, when I review it Friday on the Far Off Show. That's the perfect example. I will talk about it then. And I will also talk about video games that I feel need adaptations. So, don't forget to tune into the Far Off Show. Friday night at 11 p.m. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And have a way off night.